everyone. From the entire syllabus of 11th standard, I feel that the most interesting chapter and the easiest chapter was chemical equilibrium. Now the chapter that we are going to begin today, that is ionic equilibrium, is the continuation of chemical equilibrium. We can also say that we need to apply the concepts of chemical equilibrium in the chapter ionic equilibrium. So let us quickly revise some basic concepts of chapter chemical equilibrium. Now there are two types of reactions, the reversible reactions and irreversible reactions. What does reversible reaction mean? If this R represents reactant and this P represents product, here also I will do the same thing. R is the reactant and P is the product. So in case of irreversible reaction, the reaction will take place only in one direction. That means all the molecules of the reactant will be converted into product. But in case of reversible reaction, the molecules of reactant will convert into product, but the molecules of product will also give the reactant back. I repeat, reactant will form the product, but the reverse reaction will also take place. Product will also form the reactant. So therefore we are representing these two reactions by different kind of arrows. Here we are using a single-headed and unidirectional arrow which is pointing towards only the product, which means reactants to products is the conversion. But here we are using the double-headed arrow like this. So the meaning is, when reactant is forming product, product will also give the reactant back. Let us understand this with one example. C plus O2 will form CO2. This is irreversible. That means something that cannot be reversed, which doesn't get reversed. This is irreversible reaction. That means carbon and oxygen will combine to form CO2. But CO2 will not at all form carbon and oxygen at the same time. Now in this case, let us understand the reaction of ammonia, formation of ammonia. So, H2 plus N2 forms NH3. If we balance the reaction, it will become 3 times H2 plus N2 will form 2 times NH3. So, such a reaction is reversible reaction when hydrogen and nitrogen will combine to form ammonia. As soon as ammonia is formed, it will again start giving hydrogen and nitrogen back. So the reaction is taking place in both the directions. So this direction of reactant to product is called as a forward direction. And the direction when product are forming the reactants back is called as reverse direction. Or we can also call them as forward reaction and the reverse reaction. Both of them are taking place simultaneously. So when we have a reversible reaction, we always have chemical equilibrium. what equilibrium mean? This word equal means something has to be same. So in this case, when the chemical equilibrium is attained, the rate of the forward reaction becomes equal to rate of the reverse reaction. Let us understand this with the help of a graph. So here on y-axis we are plotting time, and here on y-axis we will plot the rate of the reaction. So it may be rate of the forward or rate of the reverse reaction. Now when the reaction starts at the beginning, that means at 0 time, the rate of the reaction is highest. So let us represent the rate of the reaction at the beginning at 0 time, somewhere over here. So as the time proceeds, the rate of the reaction will go on decreasing. So let us draw a decreasing graph like this. And the rate of the reverse reaction at the beginning is 0. When the reaction starts, the rate of the reaction is like almost 0, because reverse reaction तो हो ही नहीं रहा है. जब तक फॉरवर्ड रिएक्शन थोड़ा नहीं हो जाता, तब तक रिवर्स रिएक्शन होगा ही नहीं. So therefore the rate of the reaction at the beginning at 0 time is 0, but as time proceeds, the rate of the reverse reaction goes on increasing. So let us draw an increasing graph like this. After some time, like as the time proceeds, rate of the forward reaction goes on decreasing, rate of the reverse reaction goes on increasing. But there will be a time, see at this position, at this time, rate of the forward reaction is same as rate of the reverse reaction. Let us represent them by RF, that is rate of forward reaction, and RR is the rate of reverse reaction. But एक ऐसा टाइम आएगा जहाँ पे रेट ऑफ फॉरवर्ड रिएक्शन कम होते होते एंड रिवर्स रिएक्शन बढ़ते बढ़ते ऐसे टाइम पे आएगा कि दोनों का रेट सेम हो जाएगा. द स्पीड विथ विच फॉरवर्ड रिएक्शन प्रोसीड्स, द स्पीड ऑफ द रिवर्स रिएक्शन विल बी सेम. RF is equal to RR. So such a position in reversible reaction is called as chemical equilibrium. So ये लाइन के पहले वाला पोजीशन है, उसको हम इक्विलिब्रियम नहीं बोलेंगे बिकॉज यहाँ पे रेट अलग अलग है. बट ऐसा टाइम जिसके बाद rate of forward reaction will be same as rate of reaction, ये वाले पोजीशन को, ये वाले टाइम के बाद जो पोजीशन आएगा उसको हम बोलेंगे chemical equilibrium. Now there are certain properties of chemical equilibrium that we have learned. Properties. You just imagine the rate of the forward reaction is equal to rate of the reverse reaction. That means when reactants are giving products are also giving reactants back. So जब ये टाइम आएगा जब chemical equilibrium establish होगा, ऐसे टाइम पे reactant and products दोनों भी present होने चाहिए. So both of them will be R and P, reactants and product, both will be present in the when the chemical equilibrium of the reaction is attained. But how will they be present over here? Imagine that if 100 reactant molecules are forming products, just imagine that 100 reactant molecules are forming products, but reverse reaction का भी तो rate same है. So 100 product molecules will give you reactant back. So जितना reactant का product बनेगा उतना ही product का वापस reactant तो बन ही जाएगा. You can imagine this as the levels over here. You have, say for example, you have two levels. This is ground floor and this is first floor. Okay. ground floor and you have 3 people standing on the first floor. Now, if one person is going to the first floor, if one person from the ground floor goes to the first floor like this, but at the same time, one person from the first floor will come back to ground floor, then only we can say that rate of the forward reaction is same as rate of the reverse reaction. So therefore, total number of people standing on the ground floor will be 4 and on the first floor will be 3. So they are not going to change, number of people are not going to change. This they will go up and down. So same thing is going to happen over here. Reactant will become product, product will become reactant, but the number of molecules, or in other words we can say that the concentration of the reactant or the concentration of the product will not change, since the rate of forward reaction is same as rate of reverse reaction. So the first property is, at the chemical equilibrium, reactants and products will attain constant concentration. And we call that concentration as equilibrium concentrations. So where constant means something that is not going to change, something that is remain constant. So similarly, these concentrations will not change. Therefore, we call them as equilibrium concentrations, which are constant. Okay. So the first point was both the reactants and products are present and they have the constant concentration. The next is the reaction is going to be dynamic. The equilibrium is going to be dynamic. What does that mean? अभी वापस ये वाला एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. यहाँ का एक पर्सन ऊपर गया, ऊपर का एक पर्सन नीचे आया. ओके, सो इफ वी आर लुकिंग एट इट, हमको क्या लगेगा, कोई चेंज हो ही नहीं रहा है. 4 लोग नीचे है, 3 लोग ऊपर है, सो कोई भी चेंज हो ही नहीं रहा है. बट इन रियलिटी ऐसा है क्या? नहीं, चेंज तो हो रहा है. ऊपर से नीचे जा रहे हैं, नीचे से ऊपर आ रहे हैं लोग, तो चेंज तो हो रहा है, बट ऐसे दिख रहा है कि कोई चेंज है ही नहीं. सो वी कैन से दैट इन द केमिकल इक्विलिब्रियम neither the forward reaction nor the reverse reaction has ceased. दोनों में से कोई भी एक रिएक्शन स्टॉप नहीं हुआ है, दोनों ही रिएक्शन हो रहे हैं इक्वल स्पीड से, इसीलिए हमें लग रहा है कि कोई भी रिएक्शन नहीं हो रहा है, बट इन रियलिटी रिएक्शन हो रहा है. एंड वो होता ही रहेगा, कंटिन्यू होता रहेगा, जब तक हम उसको चेंज नहीं करते तब तक वो रिएक्शन, दोनों भी रिएक्शन सेम स्पीड में होता रहेगा. सो देयरफॉर वी से दैट the chemical equilibrium is dynamic in nature. Now tell me, when can we apply all the concepts of chemical equilibrium to a particular reaction? We can do so only when the reaction is reversible. If the reaction is irreversible, सिर्फ reactant का ही product बनता है तो उसमें equilibrium attain होगा ही नहीं. So all these concepts are applicable only for reversible reaction where there is attainment of chemical equilibrium. Now we have also learned a law called as law of mass action, which states that the rate of the reaction, the speed is nothing but rate of the reaction is directly proportional to concentration of the reactant raised to its stoichiometric coefficient. So now let us understand this with one example. Let us consider that there is a reversible reaction which is AA plus BB, where this small a and small b are the stoichiometric coefficients and capital A, capital B are the some imaginary reactants. Is reversible with CC plus BD. So again small c, small d are stoichiometric coefficients and capital C, capital D are some imaginary products. So now if we want to write down the rate of forward reaction and rate of reverse reaction, According to the law of mass action, rate of the forward reaction is directly proportional to concentration of the reactants. So forward reaction के लिए A and B are the reactants. ये जो reactant है वो होंगे reactant for the forward reaction, that is A and B. So this rate is directly proportional to multiplication of concentration of reactants. So we have two reactants A and B. Let us multiply their concentrations. Raised to, it continues saying that raised to the stoichiometric coefficient. So A का stoichiometric coefficient small a है. So we have concentration of A raised to A and B का stoichiometric coefficient small b है. So concentration of B raised to B. Rate of the forward reaction is directly proportional to A raised to A into B raised to B. याद रखना यहाँ पे प्लस साइन बिल्कुल भी नहीं लिखना है, कुछ भी मत लिखो या फिर मल्टीप्लिकेशन लिखो, बट इट इज बेटर दैट यू डू नॉट राइट एनीथिंग. गलती से भी मल्टीप्लिकेशन की जगह पे प्लस लिख दिया तो रॉन्ग हो जाएगा. सो कुछ भी मत लिखो. सो इफ देयर इज नथिंग इन बिटवीन, उसी का मतलब है देयर इज अ मल्टीप्लिकेशन साइन. Now I don't want this proportionality sign. So if I want to remove this proportionality sign, I must introduce some proportionality constant. So here the proportionality constant is Kf because we are talking about forward reaction. Similarly, we can write down rate of the reverse reaction. So rate of the reverse reaction is equal to Kr, where R stands for reverse reaction. अभी reverse reaction के लिए कौन reactant है? ये वाला जो direction है वो reverse direction है. So reverse direction के लिए C and D बन जाएगा reactant and A and B बन जाएगा product because वो उल्टे direction में हो रहा है. So rate of the reverse reaction will be directly proportional to concentrations of C and D. So it is going to be rate of the reverse reaction is equal to Kr C raised to C into D raised to D. Now we know that at equilibrium, इक्विलिब्रियम में क्या होता है? रेट ऑफ द फॉरवर्ड रिएक्शन becomes equal to rate of the reverse reaction. So we already, this RR is rate of forward reaction and rate of reverse reaction. So we already have an equation for rate of forward and reverse reaction. We can directly take it and substitute. RF is rate of forward reaction. We can take this and substitute over here. is equal to rate of reverse reaction का भी equation है Kr C raised to C D raised to D. So let us take this and substitute. Now what are we going to do is we will take this constant on one side. Kr is a constant. We will take this constant on left hand side of the equation and we will take these concentration terms on right hand side of the equation. So when this Kr comes to the left hand side of the equation, this will go in the denominator. Kf upon Kr. And when this A and B terms go to the right hand side of the equation, they will go to the denominator. So what is going to happen is C raised to C, D raised to D divided by like denominator में A raised to A, B raised to B. So one constant divided by another constant should also be a constant. So if you divide Kf by Kr, you get one more constant, and that constant is represented by capital letter K, and we call this constant as equilibrium constant. So in general, if we have a reaction AA plus BB reversible with CC plus DD, we can write something called as equilibrium constant, whose formula is going to be concentration of C raised to C into D raised to D divided by A raised to A into B raised to B. So what you need to remember over here is, whenever we are writing equilibrium constant, the concentration terms of the products are going to be in the numerator, because C and D are the products of the reaction. So the concentration of the products are going to be in the numerator, and concentration of the reactants are going to be in the denominator. Now if we want to represent this equilibrium constant in terms of pressure, because when we are talking about gases, we mainly talk about the pressures of gases. So we can simply represent this concentration sign by pressure sign. Now, if we are representing equilibrium constant in terms of concentration, then we represent it by Kc, where C stands for the concentration. So similarly, if we are using pressures to represent a constant, we write Kp, where P stands for the pressure. So just instead of concentration terms, we will be using pressure terms. So pressure of C raised to C multiplied by pressure of D raised to D divided by pressure of A raised to A and pressure of B raised to B. I repeat, do not show plus sign over here. There is a multiplication sign. So therefore it is better you do not write anything. Instead of going wrong, you do not write anything which indicates multiplication sign over here. Now there is a relationship between Kp and Kc, where Kp is equal to Kc bracket into bracket RT raised to delta N. It is very important to put this bracket. If you do not put this bracket, उसका मतलब होगा ये जो delta N है वो सिर्फ T के लिए, but ऐसा नहीं है. ये जो delta N है वो R और T दोनों के लिए है. So that is the reason we must put the bracket over here. Talking about delta N is change in number of moles. Now while calculating change in number of moles, we consider only gaseous reactants and gaseous products. So how do we calculate delta N? It is total number of moles of gaseous products minus total number of moles of gaseous reactant. Thank you so much for watching.